What up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a review of Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4, Episode 6, which is the mid-season premiere of Season 4, the final season. So if you haven't seen Episode 6, turn this video off and go watch the episode and come back and watch this video. And please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's simple, it's free, it takes less than 10 seconds to do. It's an easy way to support my channel without having to pay a dime. If you want to support, liking and subscribing is the best way to do that. I'm not a public speaker, so I will tend to fumble my words and say and so and like 1,000 times. I may stop to regain my thoughts. I may slow my speaking down to regain my thoughts. It is what it is. I'm definitely going to be looking at my notes that I take throughout the show. And anything I say, it's my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. Comment below what you thought of this mid-season premiere, what you would grade it. If I forgot anything particular that you thought I should have talked about, please let me know in the comments. And, yeah, if I was off on anything, let me know in the comments. Just let me know how you felt about the episode and what I talked about in general and what you would grade it and all that good stuff in the comments. I like to grade the episode before and after my reviews. I'm going to grade this mid-season premiere. This joint was good. First, I was watching it and I was like, I had to watch it twice. But first, I watched it and I was like, what's going on? Some stuff I was like, oh, who are these people? It's missing. I was like, hold on, some stuff I'm not catching on. But then I watched it again. I was like, oh, okay. And as the episode went on, I was like, okay, it's making sense now. But I would grade this episode. I would put it in between. I'm gonna put it in between an A- and a B+, because it was good. It had me on my toes. I was biting my nails, and I was like, oh shit. I was just like, I mean, it was a good episode. So I'm gonna put it between an A- and a B+. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for now. Yeah, we'll see. I might change it at the end of this. It depends on how I feel. But yeah, Last Chance Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4 Episode 6, the mid-season premiere of the final season. If you have not seen it, turn this video off because I'm about to spoil the entire episode. Okay, so the episode, I mean, if you don't remember what happened in the last episode, in the mid-season finale, then go check out my review of the mid-season finale. It's in this playlist of Power. It's in the same area, so yeah, go check it out so you can refresh your brain, because I had to do the same thing. So the episode begins with Drew tailing Detective Carter, you know, the head of the task force that kind of now has Monet and them under their thumb because they done bagged them robbing a shipment of drugs. So Drew is tailing Detective Carter for Monet, trying to get something to blackmail him with. But he catches Carter. I mean, he catches Drew tailing him. So it was kind of like a fail for Drew. So as Monet and Diana are shopping for the baby, Carter's calling Monet. Monet's not answering. Monet agrees to let Diana basically take advantage of Stansfield's child care program or whatever. Like, they giving her housing and daycare for the baby and stuff like that. Because, you know, she says she don't want her baby around the life. But Monet's like, I'm still going to make a nursery in Kane's room just in case. I mean, just because. And, yeah, so we get that scene. Tariq and Brayden are confronted by Noma and Kane on Stansfield about their new little drug operation that she found out about in the mid-season finale. So, you know, Tariq, he's telling Noma how he's been hanging out and smashing her daughter. And he basically threatens that if anything happens to him or Brayden, that he would, that information would be sent to Noma to Noma's daughter, Anya. Information would be sent to her and the police, basically detailing what Noma really does for a living, because, you know, her daughter don't know. And that Noma killed her father. And I'm like, if I'm not mistaken, isn't Mecca Anya's father? And we all know that Noma didn't kill Mecca. She's the reason. I mean, Mecca dying is the reason why Noma popped up in the first place in the States. So I was just like, I guess Tariq's saying he gonna lie and tell Anya that Noma killed her father. I mean, that Noma killed her father, and I guess since Anya already knows the type of life that Noma's in, she gonna believe it. I guess, I'm assuming. So Brayden, he holds up the flash drive that you know, Angela Valdez's godson, nephew, or whatever the agent dude had on Noma's entire organization. And, you know, they threatening if anything happens to them that they get released to the police. And then Anya found out all that stuff. So, you know, Noma, she backs down for now. And as her and Kane walk away, you know, Noma's talking about her meeting with the government official guy, Wiley Adams, about this federal contract she's trying to get from him. And Kane, he's demanding to come along. And Noma's like, no, I need you to find out who robbed our shipment the other night. But she backs down. I mean, she been soft compared. I mean, when it comes to Kane, she has been super soft in this episode. And I'm just like, I think I mentioned this before. We didn't really get to see Noma like show her scary side. Like, why are we supposed to be so scared and intimidated by Noma? She ain't really did nothing. I mean, when she killed Obi, that was crazy. But other than that, I need to see more because she being real soft when it comes to Kane. But Kane said some little smart shit. Davis can't do what I do, and Noma just agrees to let him come to the meeting with her with Wiley Adams. So Drew, he comes home. He's upset about having to tell Carter while Monet's out and baby shopping with Diana. And Drew tells Monet, Carter spat at me, so I didn't really get nothing on him that we can use against him. And Monet's like, well, we got to find something because I'm not about to be under this nigga thumb, basically. So Carter and his task force, they come busting in the house. Of course, Carter mentions in the beginning that, you ain't been answering my calls, so I had to pop up on you. And he's asking where his cut is from the shipment that he let them keep when they was trying to rob it. I mean, that they robbed and he let them keep. So he's like, so Monet's like, well, my guys, they still distributing or whatever the case may be. So Carter now, he wants to know, like, who is this connect whose shipment was that anyways? And Monet's like, she's like, I don't know who it was. So then Carter goes over, puts the gun to Diana, threatens to shoot Diana if she don't tell him. And Monet's like, look, I don't know who the connect is. I just know where the shipment was going. She was like, I swear to God, I only know where the shipment was going. So then Carter, he gets a text telling him that one of the guys, because when Carter and his task force ambushed Monet and her guys trying to rob that shipment, they basically killed all the guys that was with her except for, of course, Drew and Monet. So apparently one of those guys survived. His name is Zay. And Carter gets the text saying that he survived and he's in an infirmary in jail. So he tells Monet, I want you to find out who the fuck the connect is. Basically threatens, or I'll put you in jail or kill you, your family, all that. So the task force, they handcuff Drew and they take him with them. And Carter's like, I need Drew for something. So then they leave, and Diana's like, see, this is why I don't want my baby around this stuff. So Monet tells her to go back to fucking Stansfield, which she should have did before that fucking Detective Felicia bitch showed up at the house. Should have immediately went back to school after that. Then they take all the baby shit because they like, you got some kids, and Diana's like, no. And they like, nieces or nephews, what the fuck y'all got all this baby shit for? So they take the damn baby stuff. So then we get to saying Noma and Kane and meeting with Wiley to secure the federal contract, and they literally paying this nigga under the table when the nigga Zion does a drive-by and shoots Wiley ass up. So they grab the money off Wiley's dead body, Kane and Noma, and they dip out. So one of Carter's detectives from the task force, Detective Nico, he basically has Drew put in lockup. And he wants Drew to, Carter, they want Drew to kill Zay before he could snitch and say, these dirty cops killed us, tried to kill us, let us keep the weed, they dirty cops, basically. So, he tells Drew, if you don't do it, I'm going to let you rot in here in prison. You ain't going to get out. And I'm going to go and kill your mother and your sister. He gives Drew a burner phone. He tells him, call me when it's done. So Noma, she's furious at Kane about Zion. She's curious at Kane about even being in the situation with Zion. Because, Zion and Kane did the little underground fight club thing, and Kane won, and Kane and Noma thought that was it until Zion just came and shot the shit up. She more pissed off about Wiley dying because therefore now she don't get her federal contract. And she then assumes that Zion is the one that robbed her shipment because he got this vendetta against her. And, this is when I already talked about it, but I put it in the parentheses right here. Why is Noma being so soft when it comes to Kane? She done killed motherfuckers. Like, I think she says this, and she says this in the episode. I don't remember when. I think it was after the meeting with Tariq and Davis. But she says, I've killed people for less. So it's just like, so why you been so soft when it comes to Kane? That nigga must got a golden dick. Because I'm just like, why? I mean, he is fine. I mean, Woody the Great, that's his Instagram name, but I don't know his real name. But he is a fine nigga. So, I mean, I get it. But, like, the nigga dick must be dipped in gold. Because she just keep letting him get away with shit that she knows she wouldn't let Obi get away with if he was still alive. But anyway, so, you know, Kane's like, you know, I'm going to find out who robbed your ship, man. I'm going to help you try to get this federal contract back. Effie comes in. Noma's like, I want you to reschedule another meet with the Russians. I want them to buy more product from me because I know they can move it. And Effie's like, cool. And as she's leaving, Kane's like, I'll walk you out. And Noma's like, Kane, we have more business to discuss. Because Effie sees and knows that Kane got a thing for Noma. I mean, for Effie. He only with her because she empowered. She empowered. And she'll kill his ass, basically. So I said Karma. So Carter and his female detective Felicia, the one that took the baby stuff from the Tawhada house. Dang, I just had some eggs and potatoes and sausage. My bad. Anyway, so so they call Zion, and turns out Zion is their informant. So they furious at Zion for killing Wiley Adams. Zion just assumes he's some drug dealer because who he was meeting with. And Carter and Felicia are like, who was he meeting with? But Zion doesn't tell them. And, you know, they like, it's only a matter of time before the NYPD figures out that it was you that killed Wiley. And Zion, you know, he's like, well, I need protection. I need somewhere to lay low. He's like, unless you want me to go public with the deal that I got with y'all. So then Carter texts Zion a secret safe house location. And they end the call. And then, you know, Carter tells Felicia, go end this nigga. But do it discreetly because you know we already getting looked at by IAB, Internal Affairs. Then we get this little scene. I felt like it was random. I don't know. I mean, I feel like right now it's random because Monet ain't really got no play right now. So I'm just like, why did she go? She went to Kane. She goes to Kane. Tries to warn him to stay away from Noma. I mean, he knows how dangerous Noma is. This nigga Kane is just as dangerous. But, you know, she tries to warn Kane to stay away from Noma. Of course he ain't listening. He kicks her out the penthouse. She calls him a stupid ass or some shit. So Tariq, he's still smashing Noma's daughter, Anya. After they smash, you know, Anya's like, my mom, Noma, told me to stay away from you because she read all this stuff about your family. And Tariq, you know, he's like, you know, that type of stuff was my dad's bullshit. And I'm not like my dad. As much as you love to keep saying that, Tariq, you was just like that nigga. I mean, he do some stupid shit that Ghost would never do. But in ways, you look at him and you be like, that's some Ghost shit right there. So, she tells him, you know, he tells her I'm nothing like my father. So then, you know, he asks Anya about her parents. Like, what's up with what do your parents do? Da, da, da. So Anya's like, my father's was in the oil business, but he was murdered a few months ago. Then he's like, then she's like, my mom is the head of an international conglomerate, so she travels the world and whatnot. So then Tariq's like, well, is there any place that she visits more than most? And I was just like, she didn't find that a weird ass question. She did look suspicious when he asked about her parents from the jump. But then when he asked, is there any place your mom visits specifically more than most? I was like, you don't find that question weird to ask? She doesn't think nothing of it. She tells him about Noma visiting Nigeria a lot because that's where her family's from. She goes there to visit her brother, and that she's been trying to get Noma. She's been trying to get her mother to take her to Nigeria, but she keeps telling her that it's not safe for her to take her. So I'm like, okay, Tariq just got a little more info on Noma. So Detective Felicia, she gets a call from Internal Affairs, you know, stating that she's under review for like using excessive force and that they need her to come in for questioning within the hour. Mind you, Carter just told her to go take care of Zion. So she gets in her car pissed off, snorting coke. I guess they just showing us how much this task force is dirty. And it's crazy because when the task force first came on the scene on this show, I thought they was gonna be like clean cut. Because when when Angela Valdez's sister went to him, I thought that they was about to be like clean cut and like bent on taking Tariq down. But then we found out these motherfuckers dirty as hell. So I feel like they're just showing us more and more how much this task force is dirty. So to the Felicia, she goes back to the Tejada house all high up looking for Monet. But Diana's there. And I feel like if this bitch was at Stansfield, Detective Felicia would have just came to an empty Tejada house. But this bitch, Diana, is still there. So, Detective Felicia's like, yeah, Carter, he's got me in a jam and I can't be in two places at once. So he got this dealer that he wants me to take out. But I can't be in two places at once. So I need you to go and take him out. And Diana's like, bitch, what you think I'm Colombiana? What you think you got Hillary Clinton? But it's like, so she's like, your family ain't immune to killing. So she tells Diana, you do this, or I'm gonna make sure that Drew dies in prison and he don't even get, and make sure he don't get out. That's one thing they like when they threaten their family, they do it because they care about their family, regardless of how much they go through and shit. Family is family. So Diana immediately goes to Tariq, and as she's about to tell Tariq some like about to fill him in, she runs to the bathroom to throw up. And Effie sees this happen. She walks over to Tariq and she's like, oh, it's crazy how Diana's not dead. I guess you could forgive somebody that tried to kill you instead of somebody that tried to protect you. It's just like, Effie, you done lied to this nigga multiple times. He not going to believe you, especially she done betrayed this nigga more than once. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, it's not going to happen again. So it's just like, the first season or second season, you got him jammed up and snitched on him at Choate. I don't even feel like he should have been fucking with you again in the first place. But like you done betrayed him twice. So what you think he gonna do? So she points out that she knows Diana is pregnant. Then she realizes in that moment that it's Tariq's baby. So then Diana comes out and she's like, oh, I think you guys should get an abortion because your baby is fucked. And Diana's like, well, bitch, you need to stop fucking my brother because you'll be fucking with Noma. And, Effie's like, she calls Diana Tariq's side piece. Kind of is because he was just fucking Anya, but he fucking Anya with an agenda. So he fucking Anya to keep Noma at bay. So so Effie, she walks away. And then Diana, they doesn't show her telling Tariq what's actually going down, but she's just like, my family's in trouble. So then we cut away to Tariq telling Davis, Diana is supposed to kill Zion. I don't think personally that Diana, I don't think she told Tariq the whole story. I mean, from what Tariq just told what Tariq tells Davis in this scene, I don't think Diana told Tariq about the task force involvement. I don't think he knows about that part. So, Davis then tells Tariq that Zion tried to take out Noma earlier today. And Tariq's like, okay, well, that works out. So if I go to meet with Noma and tell her I take Zion off the board, she should want to, well, he says if I go to Noma and tell her I take Zion off the board, she's going to have to renegotiate a new deal with me. Basically, Davis, he just with whatever keeps money in his pocket. This nigga still, he's still, what's it called? He still can't practice law. I forgot what the word is, but he's still not a lawyer. Like he still got his license suspended or some shit. So he tells Tariq, yeah, I set up the meeting with Noma. So Kane, he runs into Zay, the one that's locked up. He runs into his brother while he's looking for Zion. And Zay's brother, he tries to whip out on Kane, trying to blame Kane and his family for Zay being locked up, even though Kane don't know nothing about it. So, I mean, without saying too much, Zay's brother kind of lets it be known that Zay was down with Monet and they did the robbery. Kane kind of puts two and two together and realizes that Monet is the one that robbed Noma's shipment. So Monet, she goes to Carter. She tells him that the shipment was the Russians. And leader named Vadim. We know the guy Vadim, the one that Effie meets with. And, Carter, he's like, thanks for the info, tries to leave. Monet, she's like, now I want Drew home. And Carter's like, well, I'll let you know when Drew's job is done. And Monet, she threatens Carter. She's like, if anything happens to my kids, I'm coming after you. And Carter, he seems like he don't give a fuck. He's like, I'm the law, bitch. So now we in the jail, and Drew is in the cafeteria, and he overhears this guy Roman talking about getting released due to info that he has on Carter and his task force. So Drew goes over there, starts a fight with the dude Roman, gets beaten up by the guards to get taken to the infirmary. So as soon as he gets to the infirmary, as soon as he gets the chance, he's a moment alone, he gets up, goes, finds Zay, smothers him to death, get back to his cot before anybody even is none the wiser. So now we got the Russian spy, Effie, sitting down with Vadim, telling him Noma wants to supply him more product. Vadim starts talking discount, but then Carter and his detectives, his task force, come rushing in. And one of the detectives with them is Detective Kamal Tate, which is Rashad Tate's brother. And he's a clean cop. So they rush in. One of the Russians gets shot and falls on top of Effie. So Effie, she lays there smart, pretends to be dead until the coast is clear, tries to escape, but then she gets stopped by one of the other detectives. And then another Russian comes up behind the detective and shoots him, and then takes the money, because Effie had a book bag full of money. The Russian takes the bag of money and rushes past Effie, letting her live. Effie escapes. Oh, and so does Vadim. Just to mention that he got away, Vadim. So the Russian who took the money, he ends up getting ambushed by Detective Nico. And the same one who locked Drew up, the dirty detective who's on Carter's task force. So Detective Nico ends up shooting the Russian dead and takes the money. And Detective Kamal Tate is watching from behind the door. So he sees what Detective Nico does. So when Detective Nico leaves the Russian spy, he gets the call from Drew saying that it's done. So then Drew tells him about Roman and how he about to snitch on all of them. And he's like, I could take care of Roman, but we need to negotiate first. He's like, first of all, I want to be lieutenant, whatever that may mean. He's talking about, I want to be like a head nigga in charge, basically, and I want you to leave my sister and my mother alone. I can see if he just said Diana, because he knows she's pregnant. But like Monet, they ain't leaving Monet alone. She too much of a, she's too important. They need her. I mean, not need her, but she a drug dealer, so they want somebody like that to be able to control. So Detective Nico's like, you asking for a lot, nigga. I don't think he might get the lieutenant, but I'm like, what does that mean with lieutenant? Like, what does that even mean? I don't know how much Drew think he gonna get from this deal. But Detective Nico's like, I'll talk to Carter, and he's like, you got my word, I'll talk to Carter. So Kane, he comes by the Tejada house. Basically, he lets Monet know without saying it that he knows she robbed Noma's shipment, and he wants to know what else she got planned against Noma, because she came earlier telling him to stay away from Noma. And as far as I know, I don't think Monet got anything planned against Noma coming. They ain't showed it in this episode, at least. So Noma and Kane meet with Davis and Tariq. Tariq tells Noma he knows about her Zion problem. And, he's like, I know his location right now if you want me to take care of it. But we're going to have to renegotiate a new deal. I'm trying to do business with you again. So Noma gives Tariq 24 hours. And as her and Kane walk away, Kane is annoyed that Noma agreed to Tariq's terms. And Noma's like, I wouldn't have had to do that if you wouldn't have brought Zion into my fucking life in the first place. So then he's like, she asked Kane, did you find out if Zion was the one that robbed my shipment? And Kane's like, I'm working on it. Even though he knows now that his mother is the one that robbed her shipment. But of course, like I said, they're gonna stick with family regardless if they beefing or not. So as the group that Tariq and Braden put on to sell their product at their shows, the singing rap group with Bruchandria, Kiki Stokely, light-skinned Keisha and Young Blue, and the girl on the show name is Kiki. I don't know her real name, but the little group. They performing on stage. Braden jumps up there all high, like throwing the vibe off. People booing. He hide up and he gets kicked off the stage. Tariq checks him about it. And then he's like, we got to go take out Zion. And I'm like, this nigga, I get the child brothers, but this nigga always going to Brayden talking about something, we got to do this. Like, nigga, you got to take out Zion. What the fuck? But I forgot that Brayden is the plug. Like, Brayden is the one that meets with Zion to get their shit. So Tariq tells Brayden, I need you to text Zion, tell him we need to meet for more product. And then Anya comes up to Tariq, trying to, do whatever. And Tariq kind of brushes her off. He's like, I'm busy right now. So she looked irritated. He shouldn't have did that, because then the next time he try to, do something with her, she probably gonna brush him off. So Tariq and Brayden, they show up at Zion's safe house. And, Zion, who's already on edge, he senses something. He opens the door real quick, tries to pull Brayden in. Tariq tries to put his hand through the door with the gun, and Zion knocks the gun out of his hand, starts fucking Tariq up. Then he starts fucking Brayden up. Then he starts fucking Tariq up. And Brayden, instead of this nigga getting up and going to grab the gun to shoot this nigga Zion, he jumps on fucking Zion's back like a fucking monkey and shit. And I'm like, do y'all forget that this nigga is an underground fighter? So he jumps on fucking Zion's back. Zion's shaking, moving around, trying to get Brayden off. And Tariq, at one point, one of them goes through some glass. So Tariq takes the broken glass, gets up, stabs Zion up. Zion falls to the floor. And as he's bleeding out, he's like, oh, so Carter, he said Carter got to y'all too. So Tariq and Brayden look at each other confused, like, Carter. So then Zion's like, Carter owns you now too, says that to Tariq. And Tariq's like, don't nobody own me, nigga. And Zion's like, all right, little ghost. And Tariq, headshots him. They leave the jump. And Diana calls Tariq. Tariq tells her, it's been handled. And then they agree to meet up at some cookie shop. So Kane, he enters Noma's place, gets a text from Davis saying that Zion's been handled. He lies and tells Noma that Zion was behind robbing her shipment. And of course she falls for the shit because she believed that it was him from the jump. And he's like, you don't got to worry about it now because Zion's dead. So then Noma then tells Kane about the Russians being raided by Carter's task force. And Kane started getting all, was Effie there? And Noma's like, how cute. And she's like, she barely made it out. So then, she's like, Kane leaves, obviously going to go check on Effie. And Noma's like, Dusty. I thought that shit was funny. I was like, look at her keep finding all these little new American words to say. First she was like Moxie, now she's like Dusty. Fun fact, I think I mentioned this in one of my power reviews before, but do you know that Noma is dating Uncle Phil, that the guy that plays Uncle Phil in the new spinoff of Bel-Air, called Bel-Air. It's a fun little fact. But anyway, so Detective Nico, he gives Detective Felicia her little cut from the Russian spat, from Effie's book bag. And he makes sure that she handled herself with IAB. He's like, Carter, we ain't got time for no shit to come back on us. She's like, I handled it. So Detective Nico, he leaves the room, and Detective Felicia, she watches footage from the safe house, from Zion's safe house, showing that Tariq and Brayden were the ones that killed Zion instead of Diana doing it. So Kane, he comes to see Effie, get this little moment. She's like, don't act like you care about me. Of course I care about you. You keep pushing me away. She's like, well, take the hint. And she's like, I can't do this no more. And I'm just like, you done been through worse. But a fucking police raid is where you draw the line. Like, Effie done been through shit way worse than that. I was just like, this is where you draw the line, the police raid. Okay, Effie. So, Detective Felicia, she rolls up on Diana outside the cookie shop and questioning her about how much Tariq knows about the task force. And Diana's telling her that that Tariq doesn't know anything about the task force. And Detective Felicia, she calls bullshit. She's like, you gonna get us both killed by Carter. And Diana's like, I don't give a fuck about Carter. Fuck all that and fuck you. Tries to walk off. And Detective Felicia grabs, and Diana tosses the little burner phone that Detective Felicia gave to her. She tosses on the ground. Tries to walk off. The Detective Felicia grabs her. And Diana turns and slaps the shit out of the detective. And then she slaps Diana back and punches her in the stomach. And then Diana falls to the ground and she starts kicking Diana in the stomach. And I'm just like, damn, well, we know that baby gone now. And now it's kind of going to be like, what Tariq going to do now that the baby gone? Is he gonna kill her like he planned to do before he found out she was pregnant? Or is he just gonna let her be now? I don't know. That's gonna be weird. But then we get this meetup between Detective Carter and Detective Tate. So, you know, Detective Tate starting to tell Carter, you got a dirty detective in your force. Tells him about Nico and how he feels like Nico has something to do with Drew being booked and being in the same infirmary intentionally to kill Zay. He's like, you know, that's too much of a coincidence. Then he brings up how Nico stole the money from the Russian spy and didn't book it into evidence. And, you know, Carter, he basically lets Tate know, like, look, I basically I know, nigga, like, we all dirty. And Tate realizes at that moment, like, oh, you dirty too. So Carter, you know, he's trying to convince Tate to join them. Like, join us. You've been doing so well. Even, he's like, if it's money, don't worry. Trying to offer him some money and all that. Tate, you know, he ain't with it. He like, fuck all that. Carter shoots Tate. And I'm just like, this scene was kind of fake to me because, like, they both pulled up in their police cars. Wouldn't it be cameras on their cars? I don't know. Because Carter came into that conversation not knowing what they was about to talk about. So I'm just like, I don't know. But I'm like, now Carter going to have to try to find, I mean, we all know Carter going to try to pin it on somebody else. He's going to pretend like he don't know what happened. So then we get this final scene where Tariq shows up at the cookie shop. But Diana, he doesn't see Diana, so he calls her. And he hears her phone ringing in the distance to find her unconscious on the ground and starts yelling for help. I'm like, nigga, why you yelling for help? Your phone right there. Call the police. And that's how the episode ends. Like I said, I would still put it in between a A- and a B+. It was still good because we kind of have these new players. I mean, the task force was already introduced, but this episode, when I was watching it at first, I was like, hold on, who the fuck is Zay? I was like, what does this mean? What does that mean? Then as it went on, I was like, okay, I understand. And when I watched it the second time, I completely understood. So I was like, okay, I was like, okay, this episode was all right. Like I said, predictions or what have yous. Like I said, I wonder what Tariq gonna do now. If I mean, it would be a surprise if Diana actually is still pregnant. That would be a shocker. But if she's not, I'm wondering what Tariq is gonna do now because you was planning to kill her before you found out she was pregnant. So I'm wondering what he's gonna do with that now. I'm wondering what's gonna happen with the Detective Tate being killed. I wonder if that's gonna bring Rashad back out. That's gonna bring him back out of hiding or wherever he been at. And I'm wondering who Carter gonna try to pin that on. And I mean, I'm wondering how Drew gonna get away with killing Roman and if he even gonna get out. And I'm wondering what this deal means for, like, is they gonna leave Monet and Diana alone? Probably not. Is he gonna be becoming the lieutenant? What does that look like? It's a whole bunch of missing pieces. I wonder what's gonna happen when Noma. I mean, Noma probably gonna kill Kane when she found out that he lied about Zion being the one robbing her shipment. I mean, we clearly see the Russians don't want to fuck with Noma no more. Effie talking about she want to be out, but that's not an option when you fucking with Noma, and she knows that. And she the one told Diana that, so it's just like, what you think? I mean, it's a lot of moving parts in this shit. They need to get Braden ass off the coke, and I wonder if it was camera footage of Detective Felicia beating the shit out of Diana. I mean, it's a whole bunch of little shits going on. I'm just ready to see what's going to happen next week. We only got 3 more episodes because I think it's an 8 episode season. I mean, I'm hoping it's 10, so I'm hoping that we get 6 more episodes, but I think we only getting 3 more. But they shouldn't have ended it. We could have got at least 2 more seasons out of Ghost. And I heard that Tommy's power got canceled too, so now we only got Kanan. I mean, Tommy's power's coming out with 1 more season, and that's the final season. And then we only got Kanan. And I fuck with Kanan, but I'm just like, Ghost was the originator. Like, Ghost was the one we fucked with the most because it still had the players from Power, the original Power. But I mean, we shall see what's going to happen. Those are my little predictions, what have you, thoughts for this episode and the episodes to come. Thanks for watching this review. Of course, comment below what you would grade it. Like I said, I would put it between an A- and a B+. But comment below what you would grade it and what you thought of it. And if it was something that I didn't speak of in particular, let me know. And, yeah, like and subscribe. I need 300 million followers, but for now, I will settle for 300 subscribers. I said followers. I meant subscribers. I need 300 million subscribers, but for now, I will settle for 300 subscribers. So help me get to over 300 subscribers by liking and subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell so you don't miss out when I post stuff. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment below. Thanks for watching. I will see y'all in the next review. Peace.